Welcome back, everybody, to St. Petersburg, Russia. Cup of Russia continues now. The men on the ice warming up for their short programs, and through 3 events in the Grand Prix, here are the overall standings. It is Timothy Gable, the American, who has already locked up a spot in the Grand Prix final in Tokyo. Todd Eldridge in second, right behind. And Alexei Yagudin, the 3-time world champion from Russia, is in third right now. Hi again, Terry Gannon back with Peter Carruthers. Evgeny Plushenko has been the man that everyone's talking about this week. Peter, he comes home, and here's a youngster who, he had his troubles at the World Championships last season, but he dominated the Grand Prix Series, winning every one of his events, including the final. And he's got the edge this week because he's able to sleep in his own bed all week.
Well, St. Petersburg is an important place for Plushenko. When he was 11 years old, he traveled from his hometown of Volgograd, almost 1,000 miles, to come here and train. Now at this competition, he hopes to pick up points in his first point-scoring Grand Prix event. Last week, a big win in Germany. Look for that amazing quadruple toe loop, triple toe combination in the short program. It helped him win last week, and it might again this week.
Now, as opposed to Plushenko, who is skating here at home, Michael Weiss, the U.S. champion, don't really know what to expect from Michael Weiss. This is his season debut, and he's had to travel halfway across the globe to get here.
Absolutely. In fact, we talked to him this afternoon, and he said the reason he likes to come in late to the competition, just arriving last night from Washington, D.C., is because he doesn't want to be under a microscope. He'd rather be in his own familiar surroundings training so that he doesn't get the scrutiny. But he's been a little bit of a mystery so far in the Grand Prix because a stress fracture in his left foot has kept him out of the Grand Prix. So let's see if he can put it all together in the short program.
And he told us he still does have some pain in that left foot, but it's okay to skate. He should be fine. And he also told us even with the time change and the long trip, he had a great night's sleep last night here in St. Petersburg. Well, the short program, as always, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in length. Here are the 8 required elements, and it is worth 1/3 of the overall score.
So here we go as Evgeny Dinev of Bulgaria takes the ice. The 22-year-old from Sofia, coming off a 5th-place finish at Nations Cup last week in Germany. If you saw the show, he broke a blade in the warm-up and borrowed one to go out there and skate. It may have been the most impressive 5th-place finish we had seen in a long time.
Opening quadruple toe loop. You may have noticed that he didn't flow out on the landing as well as he could have. A 2-foot touchdown. Take a little bit off the front of the score. That is the required elements. Triple axel, double toe loop. Dinev has always been one that has something a little different with the theme of the short program. Here he's skating to Afro-Celt sound system. Always a little bit esoteric in his theme.
Dropped a few spots last year at the World Championship when he finished 18th, but he did place 5th at Europeans. That was the best finish ever for a Bulgarian skater at that competition. Been on the scene for some time now.
Well, last week we saw him break a blade in the practice or the warm-up for the free program. He's since got that all taken care of, and he's come out, done a pretty good short program, but some mistakes that will take off the first mark.
May have been more energetic with that borrowed blade last week than we saw him here in the short. Evgeny Dinev.
So the judges are looking to see if there's a 2-foot landing on the jumps, and on this quad, he will pick in with the left foot. That's what gets him up in the air. Arms and legs coming in, but very slight. But we'll check right here. Watch to see if the left foot touches down. Yes, just barely. You can see how incredible this instant replay is. As you mentioned, Terry, you see this at the Worlds for the judges. They can check it out, but not here. This is the triple axel. And then the double toe loop. No instant replay for the judges here, but they get it at Worlds.
And even at the World Championships, they don't have it in the free skate. They just have it in the short program. No real movement, it seems, to get it in other events either. Required element marks now, the first set, 4.9 to 5.5.
But look at the Bulgarian judge giving him a 4.9 and the French judge giving him a 5.5. And then in presentation, all of these marks come up.
5.2 up to 5.7 the range for presentation. So Evgeny Dinev gets things underway here in the men's short program. When we come back, the two-time U.S. national champion Michael Weiss takes the ice for the first time this season. He's coming off a stress fracture in his left foot, which caused him to start the season much later than planned.
I'm in a position that I'm used to. I mean, I went through this exact same thing last year. The stress fracture was in a different area, but luckily throughout my career, I've been, injury-free until the last 2 years. So, I've gotten used to being in this position. Last year, I got a late start as well. I didn't skate well at my 2 Grand Prix events because of my injury last year. But then that made me get home and start working again and come back strong. I had a great national championships and world championships last year. So, sometimes it's kind of a blessing in disguise. It makes you go back to the roots of skating and work a lot on your programs because you can't jump as much, and then the programs start getting a lot better when you do that.
Back in St. Petersburg as Michael Weiss steps onto the ice, the reigning U.S. champion, and he has been off the entire season with the stress fracture in his left foot. A lot of question marks coming in, and as Peter said earlier, just got here last night in St. Petersburg, so we will see how he skates.
And actually, in his warm-up, he has had some trouble. 2 missed attempts at the triple axel, so I'm curious to know how he's going to handle this. And it gets started with a very important quadruple toe loop, triple toe. Here's the quad. Oh, and down he goes.
Peter, you're right. You can't always tell what a guy's going to do in practice and then in the game, so to speak, in his warm-up, in his short program, but he did have an awful warm-up.
Yeah, it was just uncharacteristic of him to look as though his timing was off. Let's see if he can get it here with the triple. There it is. That same thing was happening in the warm-up. I wonder what's wrong. It almost looks like it's more than just a timing problem. But the fact remains that he is losing in terms of the deductions that are going to come his way for the required elements. Now, triple Lutz, and a foot touching down there. Oh.
Well, certainly not the start to this event and to his season that he had hoped for. Inconsistent last year in the Grand Prix. Did not make the Grand Prix final, but of course he won his 2nd straight U.S. championship last year over Timothy Gable and his 2nd straight world bronze medal. So a great finish to last season.
The other thing that I'm noticing is that he doesn't appear to be covering the ice with the great speed that he usually has. Well, that's certainly a slow start for him here in Russia with those mistakes.
Coming off of that stress fracture in his left foot, he told us today that still gets a lot of treatment on it. Ultrasound, massage therapy, the ice, everything. And there is some pain still in his skating. Certainly a painful experience for him here in the short program.
Here's the quadruple toe loop that really got off to a bad start. He just, a 2-foot touchdown leaning, and it looked as though he hadn't really even prepared properly for this quad. And here's another look. The feet are a little bit loose in the air, but it just appears that his timing was completely off on this jump. But this had to really shock him. A quad is so hard to do. You have to say that for sure, but his triple axel is something that he does regularly. And there, just a big single, and he under-rotated less revolutions than he was trying for by far.
Oh, they do.
Well, Michael Weiss so disappointed in what just took place. He's going to walk off, not even going to wait for the scores here.
Well, these scores are abysmal for him. As low as 4.4.
Yeah, I haven't seen marks that low in a long time for Michael Weiss.
He knows it, though. It happens, he just said.
Tough start to the season for the American champion. Off he goes. When we come back, the defending Grand Prix champion at home, Evgeny Plushenko, always known as a jumper, he says his artistry comes naturally.
Наверное, это мне дал дар Бог, наверное. И, наверное, это точно.
I guess it is God-given. No, for sure it is from God. We are not concentrating just on the artistry. I am not doing any special ballet classes. I think it's just from God.
Evgeny Plushenko, Russia.
Well, we've seen the American champion have a very tough night here in St. Petersburg. What about the reigning Russian national champion, Evgeny Plushenko, the two-time world medalist, 2000 European champion? Here he goes, getting his short program underway, coming off a terrific win at Nations Cup in Germany last week. Not many opportunities to skate in your hometown, and this has been his hometown since he was 11 years old.
Well, he was absolutely so solid in Germany last week. Let's see if he can continue that momentum. This is the quad, the first. And look at the consistency he has. Triple axel. Remember, Michael Weiss was only able to do a single, but that was just like a walk in the park for him. A triple axel, fantastic.
Peter, when you watch him skate, now for the second week in a row, he's been so good. And he was so good in the Grand Prix series last year. Won everything he skated in, including the Grand Prix final. It is kind of amazing how he fell apart at the World Championships.
Again, that was the best thing that ever happened to him, because it jolted him into realizing that you cannot be complacent. You have to attack every event. What he has is the eye of the tiger now. The blinders are on, and he's just going to get the job done at all costs. Just floating through the jumps.
Do you like his choreography?
It's at times a little over the top, but I love the intensity that he has with it. It's different, but he's trained, he executes, and he'll be tough to beat.
Was able to make enough money in his career to last year buy his parents, his entire family, a flat here in St. Petersburg for the first time in a long time. They all live under the same roof. What a way to start the Cup of Russia at home for the 18-year-old Evgeny Plushenko.
Oh, does he get the judge's attention when he does quads like this? You see how the leg gets back to stop the rotation, the arms come out, and then the flare that he has on the landing. His feet are really close together to generate that rotation, and then he's got that strength to stop those 4 rotations and then do a nice triple after that. A little flick of the hand shows you that he's in total control of the jump. And then I just think he's athletic, muscles through this triple axel. Even if he's off in the air slightly, you'd never know it because he's so strong.
Got to have some high marks coming now as he sits alongside Alexei Mishin, a legendary coach here in St. Petersburg. 5.8, a couple of those, and the rest 5.9s.
What can you say? They're just about perfect marks for a perfect skating
Presentation marks, one 5.8, the rest 5.9s. Wow. Evgeny Plushenko into the lead solidly. When we come back, the youngster from Canada, Fedor Andreev. He was born here in Russia, and he cannot wait to take the ice.
It's great to be back in my home country, and I guess I get to see all my relatives, this and that. But it's a competition for me, so I have to stay focused on the competition, and that's what I'm here for. So just go out and skate.
Back in St. Petersburg, the men's short program continues. Evgeny Plushenko in the lead over Ivan Dinev, but here is Fedor Andreev from Canada, but originally from Russia. Spent his early years in Russia.
Opening triple Lutz. Double toe loop, triple toe loop. With no quad planned, he certainly wants to execute the jumps that he has planned perfectly. Now the triple axel. Axel always takes off forwards. Only a double on that.
Well, his claim to fame to this point is not only the fact that his mother is Marina Zueva, the choreographer for, among others, Gordieva and Grinkov, but also every woman in our truck working with us here in St. Petersburg has talked about this guy all week. An Abercrombie and Fitch model last season. Saw him at Skate Canada, where he placed 6th.
Triple flip. Oh, he could try to make that spin go a little bit faster.
The youngster from Canada, Fedor Andreev. He was born here in Russia, and he cannot wait to take the ice.
It's great to be back in my home country, and I guess I get to see all my relatives, this and that. But it's a competition for me, so I have to stay focused on the competition, and that's what I'm here for. So just go out and skate.
Back in St. Petersburg, the men's short program continues. Evgeny Plushenko in the lead over Ivan Dinev, but here is Fedor Andreev from Canada, but originally from Russia. Spent his early years in Russia.
Opening triple Lutz. Double toe loop. Triple toe loop. With no quad planned, he certainly wants to execute the jumps that he has planned perfectly. Now the triple axel. Axel always takes off forwards. Only a double on that.
Well, his claim to fame to this point is not only the fact that his mother is Marina Zueva, the choreographer for, among others, Gordieva and Grinkov, but also every woman in our truck working with us here in St. Petersburg has talked about this guy all week. An Abercrombie and Fitch model last season. Saw him at Skate Canada, where he placed 6th.
Triple flip. Oh, he could try to make that spin go a little bit faster. That is more speed in the rotation. There, that's better. Well, he performed his short program quite well. He only did a double axel, but that is within the requirements. You can do a double axel. There's no deduction for that.
18-year-old, got some potential, Peter.
He does. He's someone that if he works really hard, you just never know where he can take his skating. This is the triple Lutz. Nice height on this, and then impressive right after that, the triple toe loop. And he had better run out on this than he did in practice, so the excitement of competition bringing him up a level within that jump.
There's his mom, Marina Zueva. He is funny when he talks about her. He says, yeah, I know she's really famous in skating, but to me, you know, she's just mom. That's it. First set for required elements, 4.6 up to 5.1. And I'm being told now that it was this season that he was in the Abercrombie and Fitch catalog, so I correct myself. Not last year. Presentation marks 5.0 up to 5.3, so Fedor Andreev of Canada into 6th place right now. When Cup of Russia continues, the American Matt Savoie, who's coming off a bit of a surprise bronze medal at Skate Canada, starting to make a name for himself on the international scene.
It feels good. I mean, I didn't really have a great beginning summer season, so to have done well at Canada and then to come here, I don't want to say that my expectations are high, but I'm certainly feeling better than I had been.
Oh no, that brand new...
Matthew Savoie, Соединенные Штаты Америки.
Matthew Savoie, USA.
Back at Cup of Russia, and Evgeny Plushenko is your leader right now over Ivan Dinev. Michael Weiss down in 4th, so American hopes may rest on the shoulders of this man, Matt Savoie. The 20-year-old from Peoria, Illinois, the 2000 World Junior Bronze medalist. Peter, this is a big opportunity for Savoie now. He's
Especially with the season he's had, he's been good. And there's the triple axel. No quad planned in the program, but remember that in the short program, you get deductions from mistakes. So if he can pull off his triple flip, triple toe, that could really bode well for him. There's the triple flip, there's the triple toe, and that was solid. That's just what he needed to do.
Well, he's told us his biggest thrill was the bronze medal at last year's Nations Cup in the Grand Prix. He won another bronze this season at Skate Canada and picked up 7 points, but he's got an opportunity to do even better than that here in Russia.
Camel, change, camel. The straight line step, consisting of footwork. Short program designed to show all sides of skating. Footwork, spins, jumps. Put it all together. You see how he just fired off that triple Lutz. The good footwork going into that will make the judges respect the fact that he has good agility and he's a good jumper.
Hey, what about that from Matt Savoie?
Well, you know, considering what he just put down on the ice and what has happened thus far in the competition, this should move him up within the top for sure. Whether it's second or third, that remains to be seen, but he certainly has earned good marks here, or should get them.
Yeah, realistically, he could go to second place behind Plushenko.
Here's something that he does so well. He skates within his limits. He's got good jumping technique. Look how nice the run out is on the landing. Sets him up perfectly for the second triple toe loop. Those feet coming together to generate rotation, excellent. And he really takes his time, doesn't rush, doesn't fool with his timing. And that allows him to have a nice run out on the landing. So he's really delivered well here. Triple Lutz, firing it off right out of footwork. I like the way he has that quick stepping footwork going into the triple Lutz. Nice.
Well, he can't do much more than what he just did. There's his longtime coach, Linda Brannan. She's been with him since he was 9 years old. Here's the first set of marks, Peter.
You said it, Terry. He can't do more than what he just did. However, what he did very well. And that's why these scores are good. Actually, in some cases, they should be higher, but I'm curious to see now how this factors into the placements.
Presentation marks 5.1 up to 5.6, and there he goes. Matt Savoie into second place, right behind Evgeny Plushenko. He has got to be thrilled with that.
Well deserved.
So as expected, Evgeny Plushenko has the lead going into the free skate. What wasn't expected was to see Matt Savoie right behind him in second place. And disappointing, to say the least, short program for the American champion Michael Weiss, who is in sixth right now. Well, Peter Carruthers has made his way over to have a word with Matt Savoie. Peter.
Okay, Terry, well, we've got Matt Savoie in second place after the short program. Skate Canada, you took third. Now you're in second here. Were you on a roll this year, huh?
Sort of. I didn't really skate my best in Skate Canada, so I don't consider it a roll, but I'm certainly happy with how I skated tonight.
Now, you didn't do the quad. You've got the triple combination. Do you feel that hurts you at all? Certainly not in this case.
I don't think it hurt me. As long as I skate cleanly, I can just bank on my consistency, but I don't know. I'm just happy with how I skated, and my goal is to skate cleanly, and that's what I did.
Well, you did a great job, and good luck on the free program.
Thank you.
Okay, Terry?
All right, Peter, thank you. This is the man he will be chasing, Evgeny Plushenko. Yes, you can go home again. The men's free skate Sunday afternoon on ABC Sports, along with the ladies' free skate that begins at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 Pacific. When we continue tonight from Russia, though, the ice dancers will take the ice, the original dance, including the reigning world silver medalist from Italy, Fuscipoli and Morgaglio. Ice dance is next.